welcome back to YBM Podcast. Today we have a special guest.
What's your name?
My name is Ma'am Sana, but Sana for short.
Nice to meet you, Sonny. Thanks for being on. And we got a couple of questions about today. So first, how is college life for you?
I would say college life is okay, It's very different from high school, I'm not around my parents, so they're like not nagging me. I have freedom to do choose whether I can go do stuff or not. You know what I'm saying? I would say being on my own is definitely was the hardest mostly because when I was back home, I had my mom to cook for me and just do all these other stuff. But
okay, so where are you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. I thought you was gonna say or out of state, out of country. I mean.
Well, my parents are from West Africa, so.
Oh, okay.
What you majoring in?
Mechanical engineering.
Oh, okay. Well, why you majoring in that?
Not a lot of people like that. A lot of young ladies into that.
Well, I was gonna do architectural engineering, but they didn't have that here, so I just went for mechanical. But I might change to architecture. Not sure yet.
That's good though too.
Well, what is mechanical engineering? What would you do with that?
With that, my plan is to just probably build something big, and then just improve on that and profit on that, and hopefully retire early. Probably start my own company, helping young ladies in the STEM field and stuff like that.
How long you been at University of Memphis?
Oh, this is my first year. I'm a freshman.
Oh, you're a freshman. Okay. That's what's up. I think I'm a junior. Okay, but to go into the topic we're going to discuss is what are standards for you when you're meeting a male?
When you just dating in general.
Standards, I would say, the regular stuff be honest, learn how to communicate, because there's some dudes that don't know how to communicate. I would definitely say, show affection, I've been with a dude that, didn't show affection, it was, really hard, or he wouldn't let me show affection, in public either, at home or in public, so it was, that was hard as well.
Okay, so I'm not trying to cut you off, but so why do you think men are like that? Okay, one part of it you said, okay, see, he doesn't know how to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think is the reason why he does? Or you probably don't even think it's a reason for it, but it's a reason for it.
I would say it's probably due to past relationships, because that does play a part, but also there are just some emotions you can't put into words, so it's just it's hard.
Yeah, so I think it's based on his experience with dealing with women in general. So I think that plays a big role in it, and over time experiencing being in a relationship, then you realize, okay, this person just doesn't know how to work with me and what I'm looking for. But if you spoke about it in the beginning of the relationship, it'd probably be better. It'd probably solve a lot of issues.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you finish though. I ain't gonna cut you off.
No, it's good. What was the question again?
What are standards for dating?
Dating. I would say, how do I say this? Definitely it's a give and take relationship as well. Don't just take. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it, but.
What do you mean? Have boundaries, have things that you can give to me too? Have different things that would add to my life?
Yes. I would say, don't try to, father me in no way. I'll ask for your advice, but I'll ask for your advice, like I'll ask for you as my companion, not like as like my dad or like a friend, like you know what I'm saying.
You don't want a guy that's too dominant.
You like
Look, I'm saying, I'm really, I know it's kind of like rough, but at the same time, I'm just being real. So you're basically saying you don't want a guy that's too dominant.
No.
You want a guy that's chill, laid back.
Yeah, chill, laid back, but also show that you care. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be like too nonchalant.
Okay, she being real now.
What are your standards for marriage? Is the marriage benefit the wife or the husband?
Yeah, that's the meat of the conversation right there.
Who does it benefit more?
I think it benefits both, honestly, depending on how the marriage is structured. Like taxes, you know what I'm saying, or like joint bank accounts. Like with that, I just like it benefits both, just depending on like how like the marriage is set up.
Okay.
Yeah, but
yeah, we were gonna say
I think it benefits both people, but it benefits.
The
what you're
wife.
trying to really say, it benefits the wife way more than it benefits the man.
Yeah, it benefits the wife.
But what did you base that off of? Like,
okay, so just looking at, I mean, you can go with statistics, or you can just look at it in general from what you see. Like a lot of relationships, if it's led by a woman, it's not 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah, it's a money relationship with
a woman.
Yeah.
But when a man married, he actually care about that woman. He actually love that woman.
The woman gets married, they get married for financial reasons, or they get married to, enhance their lifestyle. It's a power play.
It's nothing wrong with that, but it's real. It's facts.
right?
It sounds harsh, but it's the reality of it.
Yes.
But that's just okay.
You got something to say, go and tell
Yes!
me. If you shake your head in the corner, go and tell me what you think.
It's both ways. Like you said, a man, or rather a woman, gets married for financial benefits, but men get married for financial benefits too. No.
From the woman?
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does happen.
I
It's just
think-
that a lot of people don't talk about it.
Yeah, they do, but like that's a 9 out of 10 way to be. But what we're saying in general, as a whole race of people, that's what people do. Like women do that solely for the man,
No.
for benefits.
Sometimes people do it, women do it out of love because they want to be with a person, and even sometimes maybe the woman doesn't want to get married and it's the man
I know
that
a
wants to
woman's
get married.
ultimate goal is to be married. I understand that, but for a man, it's not really an ultimate goal.
I would
No, it's
say
not. The
I would
ultimate goal
say-
for a woman is not to get married.
It's not.
It's not, because for me, like, I'm contemplating about marriage. Like, maybe I don't want to get married, but most likely not. And it doesn't mean like I'm gonna make a lot of money. Probably not gonna make a lot of money. Probably I'm gonna make a lot of money. But by the end of the day, if I do end up getting married, it's because I have found somebody who I connect really well with, not because they have money. I can make money by myself.
Okay, you conscious enough to know what you want. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women in general don't know what they want. So that's the reason
Men
why.
don't know what they want either.
I think it's just for security reasons,
Yeah,
It's just
like
for
you
security reasons.
okay. When you ask any woman on this earth, they be like they want a man to be stable. They want a man to be stable and comfort them, and be the provider, right?
No.
no.
I
So you
can
don't want
marry
a guy
a
that's
man
gonna
who
be the
earns less
provider.
money than me, and I'm okay with that. A lot of women, okay, I'm not gonna say most women, but a lot of women right now, because I can't speak for all women in general, but a lot of women at the moment are able to like be content with their financial status, be content with their emotions, and even marry some people, or even men or other women who make less money than them.
I mean, it's a different perspective, and I think like you unique in what you think and how the way you think.
I feel like you're basing your opinions off of like stuff that used to happen like in the 60s or 70s.
I mean, some of the things that are happening back then are still happening now.
They do, but what is the statistic of it? It's gone low. It hasn't gone high.
Yeah, it went low because why? You want to know why? Because what I already said. relationships are being like tarnished, marriages are being destroyed because of the woman.
Like,
Yeah.
They growing unhappy being in those situations.
Yeah, what is the reason they're unhappy? Because I'm not gonna
Because the
say
man is not at home. He is at work working. He's not tending to her emotions.
most of the time it's not because the man is out working. If we do
I
go
got a
back
question.
statistically, it's not
I
because
got
the
a
man is
question.
out working.
I got a question. I know marriage is based off, love in some aspect. It is based off security, not just financial security, but security of, protecting the spouse or whatever. If you was to marry a man and he was successful in whatever field he was successful in, would you guys sign like a prenup or whatever?
I would.
You would sign a prenup?
She wise.
Mm, I don't know.
You got mixed emotions about it.
Yeah, cause
If he was a
You
millionaire.
understand why a man would ask you to sign a prenup?
yeah, I'll understand why, like he would, but I just feel like with marriage, like I'm marrying you, like I'm not thinking of it like, oh, what if it ends? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of it like, oh, it's gonna be till death do us part, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Prenups are not exactly because the marriage is gonna end. Sometimes it's for financial security for both of you.
But
Yeah.
most of the time with that, it's because they think that just in case it ends. You know what I'm saying? Most of the reason that's why they say
Whatever you make it.
that's true, but I'm saying like most of the reasons is like, what if it ends? That's why they say.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm like, that's not a bad thing to think about. What if it does end? You have to be secure too.
That's true, but I don't know.
I mean, like, of course, I get why you think the way you think is because you want it to. A marriage is supposed to be forever, but in this reality and the way life is, the way modern day women are, it don't work that way.
What about modern day men?
Modern day men understand their roles in life, but modern day women want men to be back then men. They want men to be how they was back then, and they don't want to be. What I'm trying to say is they don't want to be traditional women, but they want a man to be a traditional man.
And men don't want women to be traditional, like stay at home. Like there's so many like marriages that like the men want the women to like just stay at home and like be like a housewife, like just cook and clean and take care of the kids. But like it don't work like that.
I know, because you gonna in the end, after a while you're gonna want to do things. You gonna want to work. You want to stand on your feet. I
Right.
understand it, but a lot of people don't. A lot of men be like, I make too much money for her to want to get up and do stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he has a right to think that. Like, because if you're doing so much, you're not going to tend to the house. You're not going to tend to certain things. You're going to be too tired to do all that.
I mean, if you make a lot of money, you can pay somebody to do it.
You
If she
can, but
does
then what's
want-
the point of having a woman?
No, I'm sorry, but
No,
like
be real though. Are you laughing? But be real.
women are
If
not
I pay for
meant.
everything, then what's the point of me having you? Like, what can you offer? Then I'm going to have
Okay.
to ask you, what can you offer?
What is, as per your perspective, what do you think women are for?
I mean, we just got on talking about it. To me, honestly, I mean, yeah, of course it's sex, but it's also the add-on to life. My benefit, what makes me good and what I do. If she can add on to my life and then add some type of gratification to what I'm doing, motivate me and all this stuff. Even though I don't probably necessarily need her to motivate me, but if she can do that, then that's good. It's a bonus. You know what I'm saying?
My question
She can
is, why
share
was
her-
sex the first thing?
I mean,
I
sex
mean-
is there, of course.
I mean, yeah, sex is there, but why was it the first?
Why was it the first?
Yeah.
You talking about to pop up in my head?
Yeah.
I
Why was
mean,
it the first?
When men get married to like women, like that's like their highest thing on their mind when they like attracting a woman. Not to say all men, but
yeah, but
sex,
the attraction is very important.
sex is like the number one thing men look for out of a woman. Not
To dress up what sex is, yeah, attraction. Attraction is very important to me. If it's not important to you, something wrong with you. To me, you know.
But I feel like you could be attracted to someone and it doesn't have to be like a sexual thing.
You can't get married to somebody who sucks at sex, honestly.
Watch me if I like you enough, shit.
You said that abstinence. if they don't want to have, if it's a guy that doesn't like never had it.
No, like
Feelings.
he
I mean,
like,
there's a
sucks
difference
at it.
between like.
That's a deep conversation right there, though. Like, would you marry a guy that never had sex, or would you rather marry a guy that has experience in sex?
I mean, I don't mind.
I mean, we could
But
both
which
learn.
one? But which one would you rather?
Would you rather be someone with a pro?
Will take that chance with? What would you rather take a chance with? A guy that knows nothing, and then he had you barely know nothing, but so y'all basically teaching each other.
I feel
Or
like
would
teaching
you rather
each
have
other
a guy
is
that actually
better.
knows your body?
I feel like teaching each other is better because they get to learn the things that you like, and you get to learn the things that they like.
But then what if you learn you don't really like him? Sexually?
There are other ways to make sex better. There are toys out there.
If you, that's really messed up though.
No, it's not.
It's really messed up.
If you think of a toy as like a bad thing or rather as your rival, then you're viewing it wrong. A sex toy can actually help you please your woman better and have a better relationship with them.
Yeah, probably so. But do you think all those relationships are happy because of that? Like, think about it. The happiness is like based off you using toys. A dyke can use a toy, or a woman that likes women can use a toy.
But like they're letting you use it on them. Like there's a difference because I'm bisexual. So I like women, I like men, and I like doing it myself too. But at the same time, I'm not gonna let, if I were to have sex with somebody, like I would let them use it because it gives me pleasure. It makes them more attractive or something like that because they're content with their masculinity or their femininity to a point where they like are able to seek out there or like seek for help from something else or from somebody else, which
And it
is the
doesn't
toy.
make them uncomfortable in their sexuality.
If they're not uncomfortable with it, then that's the better. If they're uncomfortable with it, of course we're gonna find another alternative.
Alright, I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm gonna let you have that one because it's not much I can really say about it. I mean, for me personally, I wouldn't want her to use toys. Like, I want her to be using me. Like, I like those type of women. I don't need a woman. I don't need a toy. Nothing. I like the guy that I'm dealing with. He's the toy. I like him. He's gonna let me use him. I'm gonna use him. I mean, he's gonna use me. I'm gonna use him.
She can use you and the toy. Like it can be specifically you using the toy, not her using the toy on herself.
She has that option.
Yeah, she has, but she chooses to let you use the toy on her. And she lets you use the toy on her instead of her using the toy on herself.
Okay. You don't got nothing.
I think the toy comes in specific areas. You know, we don't always have to use the toy, but we could sometimes, you know, use the toy.
That's what I'm
To
saying.
me, it seemed like she's saying that she
If it's
has
not
to
there,
use the toy.
No, he doesn't have to use the toy. Like if you're trying to spice things up,
yeah,
like
we trying to
okay,
spice
yeah,
things
but
up,
like
yeah.
Over
on a
time,
regular,
I'm
like-
pretty sure people in marriage do try to spice it up by doing certain things.
Spicing it up is cool, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. I mean, you can use the toy when you're not able to use yourself, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, but to go back what her question was, me personally, why do I think of sex first? Because it's not the number one, but it is probably the third or fourth important thing when I look at a companion. Yeah.
men think about
If
sex all
I'm
the time.
happy with that person, just genuinely happy to see that person, be comfortable around that person, it's number one. Spending time with that person is number one for me. If I can spend time with you, it's good. If we can vibe, that's like number two. You know what I'm saying? That's me. If you asking me that question, but yeah. What's your number one, number two?
I mean, you know, sex is top tier. It's the top 5 because every dude thinks about sex. Let's be honest here. But I mean, when you talking about being in a relationship or marrying someone, it's probably like that. How strong are you with me when I'm at my lowest? You know what I'm saying? Are you there when I'm not being myself or I'm not able to?
Are you gonna still be there when I'm at my lowest?
Is that
Like, and that's a woman worthy of marrying. To me, if she can stay down when she don't
sex
see
is
the
just pleasure?
improvement.
You know what I'm saying? It's just pleasure. You don't always pleasure is not always needed. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Hold on, what you say?
sex is just pleasure. It's not always, you know, needed at that time. So that's why it's like number 5.
I ain't gonna cap. Oh, for you it's 5.
Yeah.
Okay, for me
yeah.
it's 3 or 4 because I am a sexual human being. That's just me. I'm just a sexual human being.
Yeah.
But I'm not no number 9, number 10 like dudes be eating booty and all this stuff. I'm not into that.
But what's wrong with
Man.
eating booty? I'm not into that though, but I'm just saying, like, what's wrong with eating booty?
What's wrong with eating booty? There's a lot of things wrong with eating booty.
Man, what's
I mean,
not?
if I ain't gonna lie, if I was married to her and I know she clean, she minds completely, then yeah. But if we just in a relationship, nah.
You have me like 2 years, 3 years into marriage.
Maybe
before
you,
do that.
yeah. I keep it like that.
I have a question from whatever you said a while back.
I know you got a lot of questions.
It's like you said, if you're marrying a woman and you make a lot of money, you work to provide for both of y'all or your family rather, she has to show some form of gratitude. And like your form of gratitude rather was like her cleaning or keeping up with the house. Like why does it have to be that is the main or that is the only form of gratitude? She can show gratitude in other ways.
No, it's not just that. It's not just that for me. Like I said, gratitude, gratification is basically her understanding how I work as a person and adding to me, like talking to me, let me know what they think, but still being able to sit down and listen to what I have to say and not have to, like, not be arguing, but still have a constructive conversation when we have an end goal. It's not like a run on and then we mad at each other. You know, we still can deal with each other even though there's a problem or she thinks it's a problem. But it's not really a problem to me.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going to say what I have to say, and if you don't like it, then oh well.
But why is
But
it?
what I say go.
Why?
Because in a relationship, it's supposed to be that way. For me,
Huh?
as a man.
I got a question. I was gonna be like, so do I have a problem with like women being submissive in a relationship with a man?
No, but I just feel like there's a certain point where you have to respect others, like each other's opinion, and actually like accept advice. Not like, oh, if I don't like this, like what he said, it's like
I
what
agree.
I say goes. Like
I agree, but when I say go, I still agree with you. Which I still like take what you're saying and be like, okay, I respect what you're saying, but I'm gonna go with this because that's my decision. At the end of the day, my decision is the decision, but I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong or not respected, because you still have I still have to have counsel with the person I'm with. You still gotta be able to do it. If we can't talk to each other, then something's real bad, you know. So that explains it. I know she's thinking that I was just one thing, like cleaning. No, it's not that.
Because you said.
what I say goes.
You said-
That's just like
Yeah, what I say
say
goes.
goes. Like
But like,
But I'm
You
saying that's
said-
just being dumb. That's just being a guy that knows what he wants. You rather me be the guy that knows what he wants, or always ask you for something, or ask you what you want.
why not both?
Why not both? It can be that, but then it can be confusing.
No, both of y'all can both. Like, I feel like in a relationship, even a man has to be submissive at some point.
We're talking about like being in tune with his feminine side.
No, there's a difference. Like, there's being in tune with, y'all call it being in tune with the feminine side, but it's actually being in tune with your masculinity to a point where you're not insecure if you have to be submissive.
I mean, yeah, you look at it like this, it's like, okay, I ain't gonna say it's an attack, but also this, like, I don't really like when women be overly masculine. You know, it's a lot of women, black women that
What's
are
that
like
mean?
that. Like they masculine, but they in life, I understand that life makes them that way, but that doesn't mean that you can't be naturally submissive to a guy you want to be with. But my thing is, I don't understand when females concept when they say almost all of them I done spoke to say, oh, you gotta make me submissive. I don't gotta make you be submissive. You gotta naturally be that way.
I get that, but like, what do you mean by women are masculine? Like, what does that translate to?
Like
I think what he means by that is like when women are more than masculine, they're more likely
Today.
they're more likely to in a quote unquote words like be more strong or more
Strong with it.
yeah, strong. Or they are not more feminine. They're like they don't have a man to treat them as if they're feminine, or they act more as like a man, not like lesbian. Like they act more as if they're the dominant species. You know what I'm saying?
They think they can do everything a man can do, and then a man is nothing. Basically, is just a guy.
I don't think that's masculinity though. I would say it's femininity, or rather, yeah, I call it being feminine. And like, there's a toxic side of it. I'm not gonna talk like there isn't a toxic side of it. There is a toxic side of it, and that's when like they disregard the man's actions
And the man's needs.
needs. But by the end of the day, a person, or rather a woman, can be strong-willed, and even, I'm not gonna call it masculinity, but a woman can be strong-willed, and at the same time be there for the man and consider the man's needs, the man's feelings, and the man's like opinions too.
Okay, but
It's about respect.
what comes with being strong-willed? Having interjections about what you think and thinking is more important than what I'm talking about at the moment. So when I talk to you, then you raising your voice, then you getting mad because I'm saying something and you can't even let me finish talking. That's a problem in it. You get what I'm
That's not
saying?
being strong-willed, that's being toxic.
But that's what I mean by it though.
No, because even when I'm talking to my friends, like the guys who are sitting out there, sometimes we have like heated conversations to a point where people start like raising their voices, or everybody want their voice heard or their opinion heard. But by the end of the day, like each person's opinion over there does matter, and whether you raise your voice or not, it's not gonna make your opinion any better or any lesser. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And if you're able,
So do you think when a man raises his voice or has a tone, or you gotta? My thing is, if I gotta control the way I talk, I gotta control the way my tone is with you. Then I'm not being a real man. I'm doing it because of what you say. I'm not being a man because of that.
why do you think you have to raise your voice to put out a point out there? You can. No. It's not even that. Like, society has made it a thing where, like, when you feel like somebody's not going by whatever you want to go, you're gonna raise your voice, or for some people they're gonna use foul language or something like that. But you don't. If you are talking to somebody who is sensible and somebody who listens, then you don't have to raise your voice.
That's if they're listening. If they're really listening to what I'm saying. But if they're not listening to what I'm saying because they just choose not to,
Then that's toxic. That's not being strong with it.
okay, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you.
Okay, we gotta understand it then.